Cayuga, Indiana, February 16th, 2019. Paranormal investigator Dave Spinks and his associate Haley Sharp have traveled here to this small town to investigate a house that many consider to be the most evil place in North America. Referred to as Willow's Weep, it has been the site of a series of gruesome deaths since it was built in the 19th century. Could the numerous fatalities that have taken place at Lake Lanier be the result of a curse? It may sound far-fetched to some, but for decades, researchers have been examining the possibility that Lake Lanier could be harboring the power to inflict harm. And according to their investigations, it may have something to do with the history of Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier is the largest lake in Georgia. It's a man-made lake meant to provide water and power to the surrounding communities. They actually made it by flooding a valley that had a town in it, Oscarville. So they had to relocate the people that lived there, and then they just drowned the entire town under water.
Oscarville wasn't the only town that was affected by the building of Lake Lanier. In the 1940s and 50s, the U.S. government acquired the rights to more than 56,000 acres of land in Forsyth, Hall, and Dawson counties to make room for the 38,000-acre lake and more than 700 miles of shoreline. This included several small towns, and the remains of these communities are still submerged beneath the surface of Lake Lanier. But researchers studying the lake believe this is only part of the story, and that the source of the dark force drawing people down into its murky depths is a Native American burial ground that was submerged by the lake's construction.
Back in 2007, there was a drought, and the water went way low. And because of that, they found an area called the Samore Mountains, Indian Mountains. It's considered a sacred area that belonged to the Native Americans. The Creeks and the Cherokees. Lake Lanier was built by the Army Corps of Engineers. And according to the Army Corps of Engineers, they removed all the bodies while they were creating Lake Lanier. But back when they were building these lakes, they didn't have ground-penetrating equipment. So there's a great likelihood that there are bodies of the Native Americans under the waters of Lake Lanier.
Could the presence of Native American remains beneath Lake Lanier have a connection to the unusual number of accidental deaths there? Has the Native American belief in the power of ancestral spirits cursed Lake Lanier?
Certainly among Native American traditions, we have a widespread belief in curses, particularly land-based curses. And this connects to an overall sort of belief in animism, that the material world is infused with spiritual aspects. Now, many Native American traditions had long-standing, very deep beliefs about how to treat dead bodies and how not to disturb them, and how not to disturb burial sites. The desecration of those is held in Native communities to bring on a lot of bad spiritual energy.
Is it possible that Lake Lanier is home to dark spiritual energy? Is it possible that the Shermans encountered one of the werewolves that may have been haunting Skinwalker Ranch for centuries? And if so, what physical evidence is there to support such a fantastic notion?